Hello and welcome. This is Oles Garjuk with UATV, broadcasting from Toronto, Canada. The Ukraine Reform Conference is taking place here, and our team, in cooperation with Agri-Team Canada, is launching a special series of interviews about the effectiveness of current reforms in Ukraine. So today we would like to discuss the energy efficiency reform, and joining us in the studio for that is Olena Baida, state expert of the Directorate of Energy Efficiency at the Ministry of Regional Development. Hello, Olena.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us in the studio. So before we start our discussion, let's watch a short video, a short clip, and let's let our audience have a brief introduction with it.
Наш будинок – яскравий приклад реновації застарілого житлового фонду. Після 2015 року, протягом 4 років, ми вперто йшли шляхом модернізації будинку. Замінили ІТП, утеплили перекриття між останнім поверхом і дахом, відновили працездатність системи гарячого водопостачання, замінили вікна, двері в місцях загального користування. Результатом цих заходів стала вартість опалення в будинку, яка дорівнює в середньому 8 гривень за опалювальний сезон на квадратний метр. А і результат свідомості людей, їх ментального зламу на шляху до впровадження сучасних технологій.
Утепляти пінопластом 15-кою, плюс кругом вікон порадив енергоаудитор, це буде мінеральна вата. Будемо, ще раз наголошую, встановлювати і тепловальними клапанами по стояках, і утепляти труби. Попередньо ми плануємо витратити близько 4 мільйонів гривень. Очікуємо зменшення тарифу на тепло, приблизно в 30%.
Щоб менше платити і бути в теплих квартирах. Наша ОСББ отримує 60% від фонду енергоактивності і 30% по програму міста. Мені вдалося легко переконати співвласників взяти участь в цій програмі, тому що вони побачили результати роботи. Та головне перед тим, як починати, не боятися і вірити в те, що все вдасться.
So we see that energy efficiency reform is crucial for Ukraine, as Ukraine imports 60% of its energy from other countries, and mainly the biggest exporter of this energy to Ukraine is Russia. So this is a matter of our energy security and energy independence. We understand that. So probably that was the reason why this reform has been launched a few years ago. The very important thing is that the main consumer of the energy, and in particular heating energy, are just ordinary people, right? Residents of Ukraine with their homes and villages, towns, cities, etc. So could you please tell us, how does the government address this issue with the energy efficiency to be implemented around the residential areas?
So yes, on the one hand, the energy efficiency helps us to pursue Ukraine, which is self-sufficient. But on the other hand, we think that the households are in the heart of our reform. And we aim to create the comfort of living at the same price as it is now, or even cut the bills. In fact, the households consume 1/3 of the whole energy consumed by Ukraine.
And this is a great amount.
Yeah, it's a comparative amount to the industry, which is quite shocking. And 55% of that energy goes to heat. So therefore, the focus of the reform was the residential buildings.
But these residential buildings, we know the Ukrainian realities. Most of the buildings are the legacy of the Soviet Union. So basically, which means that they are not well maintained, they are old, and probably the loss of heating energy is very big. So could you tell us the figures about this loss of heating energy?
Yeah, that's true. 60% of energy is wasted in the whole heating system. And 50% of that energy is wasted exactly at the level of the building.
This is a tragic aspect.
Estimately 70% of all buildings were built before 1991, and they basically leak energy. This is the problem of their age, but also of the building norms. At that time when they were built, there were not such efficient technologies, efficient materials, and which creates a big problem and a big challenge.
How does the reform change that?
The reform has, I would say, a quite complicated architecture. So we've already talked about with Victor about the energy efficiency fund. It's the heart of the reform, but it's only one of the pillars. So
and it's the newest establishment, so that is why we have to talk about the previous programs also. Yes.
Yes. So in order to promote this reform, we also have to create the infrastructure for energy efficiency. First, it was the regulation of the ownership rights within the multi-apartment buildings. So we also have the Soviet legacy of the mindset that your property ends at your door of your flat.
Yes, and you don't care about anything else behind the door.
So one of the laws which was passed in 2017 regulates how do households have to relate among themselves within the buildings. Who owns what? Who owns the engineering systems? The other pillar of this reform is metering. You cannot save energy if you do not know how much of that energy you consume. So the law on commercial metering of heating and water was also adopted. Then, even if you have a meter at the level of your building, the building itself is a black box. So you do not know where exactly the energy is wasted. So you need to make a diagnosis of the building, and in order to know what measures should be taken on the first hand. And also the law on energy efficiency of buildings was adopted. It created the market of energy audit. So it created conditions. Who can do energy audit? What is the system? And what are the minimum requirements for the buildings?
So basically, this energy audit would certify some particular building for the participation in the energy efficiency program.
Yes, but if we talk about it not only in sense of using it for energy efficiency fund, but the energy audit itself, it's kind of a picture of a house. It shows
like an X-ray, right?
Yes, exactly.
So basically, this energy audit is a pretty new thing for Ukraine. We know that it has been launched it has started operating since the 1st of July, basically a few days ago. So we still cannot really measure any results, right? But could you tell us about the scheme, and could you tell us about the importance of this energy audit? So this is going to be like a procedure before applying to the energy efficiency fund?
Yes, but if I may correct you, it did not launch only on the 1st of July. So the law already worked for 2 years. So what we started right now, we started teaching people. We created a methodology how to calculate energy efficiency. We created the form of the energy certificate. And now, from the 1st of July, it becomes obligatory for certain types of buildings.
It's
obligatory for new buildings. It's obligatory for public buildings of state government and of the municipal government, which also has some particular requirements. Mm-hmm. And yes, in order to receive a grant by Energy Efficiency Fund, you should provide an energy certificate, which also covers the measures which are suggested for a homeowners association to be taken.
So, if we spoke about this energy audit as a part of this application process to the Energy Efficiency Fund, could you please tell us more about this Energy Efficiency Fund? Because we only know that it has been established in 2018. It started operating but didn't really start full operational service, right? It's in the testing mode. So could you please tell us about that? Whom is it working for or with?
Well, the recipients of the Energy Efficiency Fund are a homeowners association. But to be honest, the recipient is not the correct word here, because associations are the drivers of this reform, not only recipients. So it's an institution which will partly cover the cost of eligible measures. So basically, it has two packages. So-called package light has particular measures like installing an individual heat system substation or changing windows. And the package B, which is a comprehensive thermal innovation, it covers the insulation of the whole building. So at the homeowners association, they do have choice which way they want to take, and they apply to the fund. They may receive a grant up to 50% if they take the package B, and 40% if they take package A, the package light. There are also some top-up grants for houses where there is the majority of the subsidies recipients, or top-up grants for first 300 applications. And also there is some additional help for first movers, which are the 15 first homeowners association who are now at the pilot stage. Mm-hmm.
So basically, this fund addresses the question of energy efficiency on the level of homeowners associations, and also, basically, from what I understood, also when I was preparing for the interview, it will help to manage the funds which have been allocated by some international donors, not only by state but also in the framework of this energy efficiency reform, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Could you please tell when can we expect this fund to be fully operational? And we will finish on this question because unfortunately we don't have much time for the discussion, but I hope that we can continue in our office, in our studio in Kyiv.
So the fund plans to be fully operated from the September 2019, so it's a few months to wait.
Well, we are anticipating for that. Thank you so much for your comments, and thank you for being a guest today in our studio.
Thank you.
That was Olena Baida, state expert of Directorate of Energy Efficiency at the Ministry of Regional Development. And stay tuned with UATV as we continue to cover the effectiveness of current reforms in Ukraine.